Okay, guys. So what I'm gonna be doing today is, I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna be reading 22, 21 through 29, Joshua 21, 20, Joshua 22, 21 through 29. And so yesterday I made a video about, God giving me a revelation, whatever, and I recommend watching that if you are like sort of maybe stuck in a place where like you have ambition, but like you have like ambition to do something, but you don't know how to balance it out with praising God. You know, I recommend watching this video if you're having trouble with that. But anyways, so now I'm gonna be reading, Joshua 22, 21 through 29. I'm gonna be reading that. So anyways, this passage is called the Eastern Tribe's Answer. Let's see. So anyways, let's start. So 21, then the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered and said to the heads of the thousands of Israel, the Lord God of gods, and the Lord God of gods, the Lord God of gods, he knoweth, and Israel he shall know. If it be in rebellion, or if it be in transgression against the Lord, save us not this day, that we have built us an altar to turn from following the Lord, or if to offer thereon burnt offering or meat offering, or if to offer peace offerings thereon. Let the Lord himself require. And if we have not rather done it for fear of this thing, saying, in time to come your children might speak to our children, saying, what have you to do with the Lord God of Israel? For the Lord has made Jordan a border between us and you. And you children of Reuben and children of Gad, you have no part in the Lord. So shall your children make our children cease from fearing the Lord. Cease from fearing the Lord. For the Lord has made Jordan a border between us and you. You children of Reuben and children of Gad, you have no part in the Lord. So shall your children make our children cease from fearing the Lord. Therefore we said, let us now prepare to build us an altar, not for burnt offering, nor for sacrifice, but that it may be a witness between us and you, and our generations after us, that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings and with our sacrifices and with our peace offerings, that your children may not say to our children in time to come, you have no part in the Lord. Therefore said we that it shall be, when they should say to us, Therefore said we that it shall be, when they should so say to us, or to our generations in time to come, that we may say again, behold the pattern of the altar of the Lord, which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings, nor for sacrifices, but is a witness between us and you. God forbid that we should rebel against the Lord, and turn this day from following the Lord to build an altar for burnt offerings, for meat offerings, or for sacrifices beside the altar of the Lord our God that is before his tabernacle. Okay, so basically, I kind of had to study this. I kind of had to study this more than I usually do. Because usually I just look at this and I analyze, like, what this could be really telling us, what this could be really saying, what the verses that I read could be saying. I try to analyze it with my own head. But this one I kind of had to look up a little bit and sort of study it more. But so now what it seems like is like, basically, it seems like the children of Israel were suspecting that they had built an altar to worship another god. But then it seems like it says like the three tribes, the tribe and a half, the two tribes and a half, they had confessed that like it was basically like a misunderstanding, and that they were trying to, that their intent wasn't to worship other gods with the altar, but that it was to build an altar for the Lord. Apparently that was what their intent was, and that was kind of just what I read from it's kind of what I learned from what I read. I kind of had to do a little more digging, but, I mean, basically, yeah, it seems like, and like the children of Israel were suspecting that they had built an altar to worship another god, even though these three tribes, they had come out and they said, and they confessed that no, that wasn't their intent. It was to build an altar for the Lord. They wanted to give offerings to the Lord with the altar, and not give offerings and worship other gods, but worship the Lord God. That was what they have confessed, is that it was to worship the Lord and not other gods. So, hold on. That's what it says, it says, "Let us not prepare to bless an altar, not for offerings, not for sacrifice, but that it may be a witness between us and you and our generations after us, that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings and with our sacrifices and with our peace offerings, that that your children might not say to our children to come, you have no part in the Lord." So this is saying basically they're saying that they have built the altar. It says, now let us prepare to build an altar. And it says, then after the verse it says, but it may be a witness a witness between us. And then it says that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings, with the altar. So they have not built the altar to worship other gods. They have built the altar to worship the Lord the God, the one true God. And so it seems like the children of Israel have had a misunderstanding, and they suspected that these three tribes were building an altar to worship fake gods. And that's what the children of Israel had suspected. And they had suspected wrongly. So, basically, and then, let's see, I want to see what else it says on the next thing. So then after this, on the next passage thingy, it says, when Phinehas the priest and the princes of the congregation and heads of the thousands of Israel, which were with them, when they heard the words of these three tribes, it said that they were pleased because of the words of these three tribes. They were they were relieved because of the misunderstanding, So they had been suspecting that they built an altar to worship other gods, even though that is not the case. They were worshiping the Lord, the God, worshiping the one true God, and that's what you gotta do too. Don't worship all these other worldly things. You just gotta focus on God. You don't focus on fake things. You don't, I guess, for one example, could be video games or food or whatever. Obviously, I play video games, but I don't put it over God. And neither should you put anything else over God. And I try my best not to. But we're all sinners, and we all commit some things against God. It's inevitable, we're still sinners. But anyways, I think that's gonna be the end of this video, the end of this verse. Anyways, I will see y'all tomorrow. And yeah, God bless y'all. Have a good day. I will go now. So anyways, bye bye.